Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Temple Israel. I'm Rabbi Michael Walk here on the Bima with my colleague, Cantor Shira Lissick. Good to see you, Cantor.
Great to see
be
you.
on the Bima with you again this week. We're happy that everyone's joining us over Zoom and over StreamSpot for Kabbalat Shabbat. And we want to give a very special welcome here in the sanctuary to Dory Braverman, who will be celebrating her bat mitzvah tonight and tomorrow. Dory is here with her family to begin this celebratory weekend. And we begin our time together with the lighting of Shabbat candles, welcoming in the day of rest. So I invite everyone to please rise and join with Cantor Lissick as we light the candles.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. You may be seated. Everyone that is besides Dory. Dory, would you join us up on the Bima? Dory will lead us in Kabbalat Shabbat, the service of psalms and songs that we sing as the week ends and we begin the day of rest. Page 11 in Sidor Lev Shalem. Let us go and sing to Adonai. Let us trumpet praise to our protector. Filled with thanks, let us greet God, raising our voice in song. Lechuna Ranana, page 11.
Lehune ranena, lehune ranena, lehune ranena, ladonai. Lehune ranena, lehune ranena, lehune ranena, ladonai. Naria, naria, latori, sheni nikada, fana betoda. Naria, naria, latori, sheni, bismi wrote naria low. Lehune ranena, lehune ranena, lehune ranena, ladonai. Lehune ranena, lehune ranena, lehune ranena, ladonai.
The heavens shall be glad and the earth rejoice, the sea and its fullness roar, the meadows and all that grows in them exult, even the trees of the forest shall sing praise as Adonai comes. We continue page 14, the middle of the page. Yismechu hashamayim.
Yismehu. Yismehu hashamayim, v'tageh. Yismehu hashamayim.
Hashamayim.
Yismehu hashamayim, v'tageh haaretz. Yiram hayam, yiram hayam, yiram hayam, umalo oh. Yiram hayam, yiram hayam, yiram hayam, umalo oh. Yismehu hashamayim. Yismehu hashamayim. Yismehu hashamayim, v'tageh haaretz.
We turn ahead to page 20, the final three lines of the page, Romemu.
Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'yishtahavu l'har kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'yishtahavu l'har kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'yishtahavu l'har kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'yishtahavu l'har kodsho.
We turn to page 23. We welcome in the Shabbat Kala, the Shabbat bride, Lecha Dodi, page 23.
Laha dodi, likra kala, pnei Shabbat nekabala. Laha dodi, likra kala, pnei Shabbat nekabala. Shamor v'zahor, bidi bor ehad. Hishmi yanu el hamei Echad, Adonai Echad, Yishmeo Echad, Ushem Utiferet, Vitel Hilal, Lahala Dodi, Likra Kala, Pene Shabbat Nekabala. Lahala Dodi, Likra Kala, Pene Shabbat Nekabala. Likrat Shabbat, Lehu Venelha. Ki humor habraha mi rosh mi kadem nu segua savma aseba mahashavatili la 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 ha ha doti likra kala pene shabbat nikabala la ha doti likra kala pene shabbat nikabala bo eva shalom ati bala gam bisimha uvetelha tog emune segule, bo ikala, la 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 ha doti, likra kala, pene shabbat nikabala, la ha doti, likra kala, pene shabbat nikabala.
May be seated, Yasher Kochech Dori. Great start to the weekend. We turn to page 27, a song for the day of Shabbat, Mizmor Shir Yom HaShabbat. Dori, you can rejoin your family.
Mizmor Shir Yom HaShabbat Tov lehodot l'Adonai Tov lehodot l'Adonai Wozamer l'shimcha elyon Ulezamer l'shimcha elyon Mizmor Shir leYom HaShabbat Tov lehodot l'Adonai Tov lehodot l'Adonai Wozamer l'shimcha elyon Ulezamer l'shimcha elyon Le'agid b'boker chasdecha Be'emunatcha b'leilot Alei azor v'le'nabel Alei higayon v'chinor Mizmor Shir leYom HaShabbat Tov lehodot l'Adonai Tov lehodot l'Adonai Wozamer l'shimcha elyon Ulezamer l'shimcha elyon Tzadik atamar yifrach ke'erez balvanon yizke shetulim beveit Adonai bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichun od yirvu b'tzeva deshenim v'rananim yehiyu lehagid ki ashar Adonai turi v'lo havlata bo.
Page 29.
Adonai malakim lavish lavish. Mikolot mayim rabim adirim mishpereyam adir b'marom Adonai erotecha nemu bevitcha navakodesh Adonai leorech yamim.
Each Friday night, we turn to our family, to the people we love, to our friends, to our fellow community members, and we share with them the blessings of the ancient priest, the priestly benediction, the Berkat Kohanim. I invite everyone to please rise and join together, Cantor Lissick and Vidori and her family, blessing each other with the ancient words of Aaron the priest. bless you and guard you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. Ken yehi ratzon.
May Adonai show you favor and be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasim lecha shalom. Ken yehi ratzon yasim lecha shalom. Ken yehi ratzon yasim lecha shalom. Ken yehi ratzon.
May Adonai show you kindness and grant you peace.
Ken
May
yehi ratzon.
be seated. We now pray on behalf of those in our lives who are ill, those in need of physical, of spiritual well-being. Included in our prayers tonight, we think of Chana Miriam bat Rivka, Avram Mordechai ben Fega, Tamar bat Rachel Yehuda, Rav Yaakov Chai ben Hadassah, Shimon ben Yaakov Mordechai ben Naomi, Devorah bat Sarah, Hershel Yehoshua ben Malka, Perel bat Rezel, Dov ben Ita, Shmuel Yaakov ben Kalia Ba'ari, Devorah Rachel, Malka bat Sarah, Leib Yisrael ben Sipora, Elisa Meira bat Leah, Tzivya bat Chana, Yudit bat Miriam, Meir Bracha bat Chana, Tzipora bat Chasha, Fegela bat Chasha, Arya ben Malka, Rachel bat Ruth, Harav Moshe Elchanan ben Harav Avraham Alevi, Kalman Pinchas ben Moshe Be'eta, Sarah bat Chaya, Chanoch Yitzchak ben Sarah, Sarah bat Shendel, Binyamin Noah, Avery Yitzchak, Yosef ben Miriam, Shiri Ruth Batya bat Yaakov Yerushalayim, Cyril ben Moshe Kalman, Miriam Tzivya bat Aaron Betova, Chana Charna bat Zev Dov, Leah bat Tzvi Zisala, Howard and Beverly Kaufman, Elijah Avila, Jordana Faith Ram, Mabel Tannenbaum, Kathy Berlin, Maxine Albaum, Sandra Harold, Don Roth, and Philip LaMancha. We now take a moment to recite the names of anyone you'd like to include in our prayers this evening. A prayer for healing.
El Narifanala, El Narifanala, Mishe Birach Avotenu, El Narifanala, El Narifanala. Mishe Birach Imotenu, grant us refuah shleima, grant us refuah shleima. May the source of healing renew our bodies, renew our spirit, and let us say Amen.
A prayer for healthcare workers. May God, who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless you for honoring God and caring for God's creation. May God protect and save you from COVID-19 and all other illness, and send blessing and success to the work of your hands, along with all others who are doing their part to ease suffering and save lives. May God bless you every time you rise up from your bed, walk out of your home, and go to work. And may you return to your loved ones each and every day in full health, and let us say, Amen. We turn in the Siddurim to page 30, and I invite those in mourning or marking a yard site to rise and join with me in the words of the mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, v'yalmad yivera kirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon u'yomechon u'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'bizman kariv v'imru, Amen. Yehi shemei rabbah mevorach le'olam u'lomei omaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei, V'yitadar, v'yit'aleh, v'yithalal, shemei dekudsha, brichu, le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechamata, damiran v'yalma v'yimru, amen, yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru, amen, oseh shalom b'mromav, v'yaseh shalom, Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. May be seated. So I live around the corner from a nursing home that I walk by on the way to services, to shul. And like many nursing homes, like many senior care facilities, there's a big sign out front that you can see from the street that says, "Thank you, heroes," acknowledging the people who work there. This started, as we know, about a year ago in the pandemic, when suddenly we paid attention, when nursing homes became much more dangerous places to be. At around the same time, we made a change in many synagogues to our prayer services being held virtually. And we started including the prayer that we just recited, a prayer for doctors, a prayer for healthcare workers. We're all familiar with praying on behalf of those who are ill, those who are sick, but it's a relatively new custom to pray on behalf of doctors, of nurses, of other people who care for those who are ill. Although there are a number of prayers composed since the Middle Ages, most famously by Rambam, by Maimonides, the rabbinic doctor, the doctors might have privately recited, asking God for guidance before going to work, this is the first time that Jewish communities have focused on the work of medical professionals in this public way on a regular basis, which is actually somewhat surprising given the Jewish affinity for doctors. And wasn't meant to be funny, it was meant to be serious. But true. And thinking about adding this prayer and thinking about who we call a hero, who we think of as a hero, I was inspired by a mysterious character in tomorrow's Torah portion of Acharei Mot. In Acharei Mot, as Dory is going to teach us so wonderfully tomorrow, we read about the ancient observance of Yom Kippur, the way that Yom Kippur was originally observed in the wilderness, in the ancient Israelite tabernacle. The instructions, for the most part, are addressed to Aaron as the high priest, because it was he and his sons, the regular priests, who were responsible for cleansing the temple of impurities and for performing the rituals that will atone for the entire people of Israel. But among the many rituals that Aaron must perform on this big day, there's one ritual that involves another person, a person we haven't met yet. And this is the ritual of the scapegoat. 2 goats are brought before Aaron, and he draws lots to determine their fate. One goat is sacrificed to God, and the other is designated for Azazel. And the meaning of this unique term, Azazel, it appears only once in the entire Torah, is unclear. But the intention of the ritual is that this goat symbolically carries the sins of the Israelites away from the nation and leaves them in the emptiness of the desert. Exodus 16:21 teaches, Aaron shall lay both his hands upon the head of the live goat and confess over it all the iniquities and transgressions of the Israelites, whatever their sins, putting them on the head of the goat, and it shall be sent off to the wilderness in the hands of the, I'm not going to translate this, the Ish Et. One person is assigned the important job of disposing of the sins of the entire nation. But we know next to nothing about this person, this Ish Et. The word Ish is a person. The word Et is more mysterious. We know it relates to time. It relates to an hour, perhaps. But this phrase, Ish Et, could be translated as the designated man, or the man of the hour, or the timely man. And while the Torah that we read leaves his identity unknown, later commentaries speculate about who he was. For example, the Mishnah teaches that he was a different priest who was given this task in order to make sure that the goat did not return to the settled area. Another commentator teaches this was not a priest, this was a regular person who was familiar with traversing the roads and the paths in the desert and knew how to get out and come back safely. Biblical scholar Baruch Levine says that the sense of the verse is a person who happened to be available at the right time, just a regular person. We don't know who the Ish Iti is, but we know that he plays an indispensable role in the Yom Kippur service each year. And by doing so, he plays an essential role in the lives of the Israelites for the coming year, helping them remove sins from the community. At this time last year, we spent a lot of time talking about, and we've continued talking about, who is considered an essential worker. At the beginning of the pandemic, we focused on grocery clerks, on plumbers, on mailmen, people who could not protect themselves by switching to doing their jobs online if we wanted the world to continue to function in any way. They were the people of the hour, the Ish Iti of that time. And this was most true when it came to doctors and to nurses and to anyone involved in the care of the sick, who may have even been tasked with caring for COVID patients without proper protective equipment. They were very much and continue to be the Ish Iti of this pandemic period. As schools began to reopen, even before the availability of vaccines, it was teachers who were called on to be the people of the hour, who taught and who took care of our children, placing themselves in danger so that our children would not lose any more of their education. We've referred to people, as the nursing homes often do, as heroes, but they're doing the jobs that they were trained to do. Each one of these people was doing what he or she was expected to do. But because of the timing and because of the conditions of the world, they were called upon to be the Ish Iti, the person of the hour. And for that, we designate them as heroes. At those moments, when people who are unlikely heroes step up and fill those roles, when it's not easy to fill their roles, it's appropriate for us to thank them and to acknowledge their work. That's why we include this prayer for doctors and for medical professionals as part of our service. And I learned from this Torah portion, from the Ish Iti, as well as observing the way the world has continued to function through the work of medical professionals and other people who stepped up and put themselves at risk, that anybody can be the Ish Iti, that any of us could be the hero if we do use our skills to help others at the right particular time. But as much as we appreciate them and as much as we want to thank them, and we hope that our gratitude is always conveyed, even in easier times, in healthier times, we know that the best thing that we can pray for is that they and everybody is able to go back to a time when doing our jobs does not make us heroes, when doing our jobs does not call on us to be the Ish Iti, and we look forward to those days. But in the meantime, we continue to thank everyone who steps forward during this difficult time. We continue with the Ma'ariv service, the evening service. Please rise for the Baruch Hu, page 39. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, whose word brings the evening dusk, whose wisdom opens the gates of dawn, whose understanding changes the day's divisions, whose will sets the succession of seasons and arranges the stars in their places in the sky, who creates day and night, who rolls light before darkness and darkness from before the light.
ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד, ברוך אתה אדוני, המריב הרבי.
Amen. Page 40.
כי הם חיינו ויורך ימינו, ובהם נגע יומם ולילה, ואהבתך תעשה ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. והיה עם שמות ישמעו. Adonai Elohechem, Amen.
Page 43. Then Moses, Miriam, and the people of Israel joyfully sang this song to you. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, page 44.
ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה ומרים ובני ישראל, לחנו שירה בשמחה רבה ואמרו כולם, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך באלים, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, מי כמוך נהדר, נורא תהילות עושה פלא, עושה פלא, נורא תהילות עושה פלא, עושה פלא, מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע הים לפני משה, זה לי, זה לי, כמוך באלים, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש. ונאמר כי פטרנה את יעקב גומר חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גל ישראל.
Amen. Allow us, Adonai, our God, to sleep peacefully. Awaken us to life, O Sovereign. Blessed are you who spreads the canopy of peace over us, over all the people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Page 45, Hashkivenu.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, leshalom. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, leshalom. Ve'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim, chaim. Ufros aleinu sukkot shlomecha, shlomecha. When I lay down at night, when I rest my head, oh God, watch over me. And when the morning comes, we thank Adonai and pray for peace. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, ve'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, ve'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Ushmor tzitinu vo'enu l'chaim u'l'shalom me'ata ve'ad olam, ufros aleinu sukkot shlomecha. Baruch ata Adonai hapori sukkot shalom aleinu v'al Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim.
Amen. Page 46, please rise.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לתורתם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לתורתם ברית עולם. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעמד יברח חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי כל בית ישראל, בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב אמרו אמן. יש מרבה מבורך לעולם לעולמיה, יתברך ויתברך וישתבח ויתברך בתרומה וינשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה שמי קודשה בריחו לעילם מנחה ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן ביעלמה במהרו.
Amen. We spend the next few moments in silent prayer, the words of the Amidah, beginning on page 47.
Hu
page 54, Kaddish Shalem.
יתגדל ויתגדל שמי רבה. ועמד יברח חירותי וימלך בחצי בחיי חורף ימלך בחי תוך בית ישראל בגלה ובזמן קריב יאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי עולמיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח ויברא ויתרומם וינשא ויתהדר ויצלח ויצלח שמי קודשה בריחו לעילם ינכל ברכתה ושירתה תשבחתה ונחמתה תמירן בעלמה ויאמרו אמן. תתקבל צלותנו ועלתון זכו ישראל קודם אבוהוני וישמעי ויאמרו אמן. יהי שלום הרב מן שמיים וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ויאמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ויאמרו אמן.
Amen. Dory, would you join us up here again? We turn to page 55. Invite everyone to please rise. If you're following along at home, raise your glass and join with Dory in reciting the Kiddush. Get on the page already.
Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kadeshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodesh b'ahava uratzon hilhalanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom tehila lemikre kodesh zeher letiat mitzrayim kivanu v'chata ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim B'Shabbat kodesh ba'ahava uratzon hilhatanu Baruch Adonai mikadesh haShabbat.
Amen. L'chaim yasher kochech Dory. We turn ahead to page 67. We're in the period of time between Passover and Shavuot, known as Sfirat Omer, the counting of the Omer. We count each of the nights leading from the second night of Passover, when we left Egypt, to the day 3 months later that our ancestors stood at Mount Sinai to receive the Torah. Each day, count up looking forward to that holiday. So I invite you to join me on the top of page 63 in the English. I am about to fulfill the mitzvah of counting the Omer, as it is written in the Torah. You shall count from the eve of the second day of Pesach, when an Omer of grain is to be brought as an offering, 7 complete weeks. The day after the 7th week of your counting will make 50 days. Last night we counted 26. So tonight we say, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat ha'omer. Page 67, second line from the bottom of the page. Hayom shiva v'esrim yom shehem shlosha shavuot v'shisha yamim la'omer. Today is 27 days, comprising 3 weeks and 6 days to the counting of the Omer. Turn back to page 56 for Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נטע שמיים ויוצר הארץ, ומה שביקרו בשמיים הכתוב בתורתך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד.
Of Robert Zeisler, Samuel Hellman, Harry Morris Green, Adele Grossman, Morris Gilbert, Celia Krasno, Nathaniel Roberts, David Heyman, Milton Shoemaker, Milton Robert Olshan, Hugo Rosenberger, Leitza Lichten, E. Jerry Fisher, Betty Lipschitz, Ruth Scharf, Stuart Kornstein, Roberta Farb Kapeloff, Manuel Pizarker, Abram Pransky, Charles Barnes, Lee Hopmeyer, Phoebe Hall, Stefan Berger, Molly Fabricant, Celia Heskins, Dorothy Polyakov, Melvin Berman, Brad Gray, Lundy Levine Hartis, Bernard Goodman, Marion Namkin, and Sarah Clears. We also extend condolences to families in the middle of Shiva and Shloshim following the death of a loved one, to Janice Weiner for the passing of her mother, Anna Poiner, to Mary Jean Kushner for the passing of her husband, Howard Kushner, and to Craig Maddens for the passing of his mother, Audrey Maddens. Page 58, I invite those in mourning or marking a yortzeit to rise and join me in the mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divera kirutei, v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon u'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'bizman kariv v'imru, amen. Yehi shemei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'lomei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudsha richu le'ela minko berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata damiran v'yalma v'yimru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, v'yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru, amen. May be seated. I now call on our president, Teresa Brenner, for some words of greeting.
Thank you, Rabbi. Shabbat Shalom, Temple Israel family. Thank you, Rabbi Walken Cantor Lissick, for inspiring this evening, Sean Sievert for your audiovisual support, Adam Ward for his musical accompaniment, and Ariel DiDonato for serving as Zub Gabbai. A warm welcome to Dory Braverman, her parents Josh Braverman and Gabby Braverman, her sister Zoe, and her entire family and friends. Dory, you did a lovely job this evening, and we so look forward to your bat mitzvah tomorrow morning at 9:30. Next week, we will celebrate the bat mitzvah of Natalie Berman, daughter of David and Alexis Berman, and Lucy Silverstein, daughter of Tammy Silverstein and Scott Silverstein. Lucy and Natalie will participate in Kabbalat Shabbat services on Friday evening. Natalie will lead us in Saturday morning services, and Lucy will lead us in Saturday evening services at 5:30 p.m. Please join Natalie and Lucy and their families in celebrating their simchas. We look forward to welcoming 50 pre-registered congregants in person for Shabbat services and Shavuot services in May and the first weekend in June. We are also pleased to announce we are holding in-person Sunday morning minyan at 9 a.m. outside Temple Israel in May. COVID-19 shots are widely available. Please get your shots. Everyone now has a spot. Please join us in person when you feel comfortable. It's magical to be gathered together in our beautiful sanctuary. This Sunday at 1 p.m., Social Club will host Jason Stujenki, who will advise how to recognize scam. Jason is WSOC Actions 9 consumer investigator and also a Temple Israel congregant. Men's Club will host Lag Bomar bonfire and steak dinner on Thursday at 5 p.m., where the fire of their Jewish spirit will be kindled by enjoying a bonfire, kosher steak dinner, and aged beverages along with fun and friendship. Torah Tots will hold Mommy, Grandma, and Me tea on Sunday, May 2nd at 9:30. Enjoy breakfast and crafting together. This event is limited to pre-registered members and associate members. Women of Temple Israel will be celebrating Modi Shabbat on Friday, May 7th, and Modi's Rosh Chodesh study group featuring Cantor Lissick and organized by Jennifer Sampson will discuss a Take My Hand, I'll Take Yours theme this Sunday at 2:30 p.m. After Shabbat, please see our website, Kol Israel, and your weekly email for complete information about the Shabbat Zoom link, the Stream Spot box, in-person services, and upcoming events, including youth events with Alan Jonathan. We offer many opportunities for services, learning, community, and friendship. Please join us. Shabbat Shalom, and Dori Mazel Tov again. We'll see you in the morning.
Thank you, Teresa. I'm really excited about Sunday morning Minyan. That's always been one of my favorite services, and looking forward to actually, in May, starting to daven with congregants at Temple Israel, something to look forward to. We conclude Kabbalat Shabbat with Shalom Aleichem. Let's turn back to page 5.
Shalom Aleichem Malachi Asharet, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malachi HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem Malachi Asharet, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malachi HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom, Malachi, Shalom, Malachi, Elyon, Mimelech, Malachi, Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu, Nina Shalom, Malachi, Shalom, Malachi, Elyon, Mimelech, Malachi, Hamlachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu, Nina Shalom, Malachi, Shalom, Malachi, Elyon, Mimelech, Malachi, Hamlachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu, Ayay Tzidchem, Shalom, Malachi, Shalom, Malachi, Elyon, Mimelech, Malachi, Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Mazel Tov, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.